guys, this is Laura from Lightning Cosplay and welcome to part 7 of our Aloy cosplay making of series. Wow, 7 videos for only one costume. Well, I think this is the most detailed costume we ever made, and we also made 2 props. And props are awesome, even more when they are huge. Like this one. I love my new baby. The whole thing is 3D printed and again donated by Obsidian Props. So then, let's start! As reference, I used the official Horizon Zero Dawn cosplay guide. It shows the bow from 3 different angles and you can see all the details on this amazing design. First, we printed all parts with our Zortrex M200. The bow was separated in 25 parts. This is the self-made glue I always use to glue all printed parts together. It is made out of acetone and filament leftovers. This only works with ABS, not with PLA. After I had glued the parts together, it was time for sanding. For that, I used different types of sandpaper. Check out my last Aloy video for more information. This is the putty I used to fill all the gaps. If you want to have a nice and smooth 3D printed prop, it is all about sanding and priming. Here I used some spray filler to fill the little scratches on the surface. Before I glue together 2 parts, I always wipe away the spray filler with some acetone. Otherwise the ABS glue does not stick very well. Then add the glue and these little metal bars for a better stability. And press the whole thing together. After a few hours it was fully hardened and I sanded it down a little bit, again filling the gaps with the putty, and more sanding and spray filler until everything was super smooth. Here I glued together more parts of the bow, fixed them with clamps and let the glue cure overnight. The bow started taking shape. And again, sanding and filling. Gosh, I hate sanding. Oh, and I also hated sanding these parts. They have so many tiny details, this made me just crazy. Finally, after all parts were sanded, I could start with painting. But painting this monster also drove me crazy. Mostly because of all the masking. Here Ralph cutted out a pattern with our laser cutter. I used the same technique for Aloy's spear and it really worked out great. I painted the wooden structure with normal acrylic paint and sealed everything with a matte clear coat. Weathering is always a fun part. A wire brush and a rough poured sponge are great to add some texture to the white parts of the bow. The silver parts were first spray painted black and then I added the details. Here I glued these round parts on the handle and fixed them with clamps. I cleaned up the seam and filled the gaps with some putty. Yeah, the handle has a lot of details. It was finally time to remove all the masking tape and add more dirt with a sponge. Just some final highlights, and it was finally time to put everything together. And adding the last details. For the pattern on the fabric bands, we cut out a stencil with our laser cutter. I'm so happy how it turned out. It is so satisfying when you can finally add all the details. Just a simple leather band for the handle. I bought these giant swan feathers, which I cut in the right shape. And then painted with airbrush colors. Ah, they look so pretty. Then I added them to the bow. There are beads in different colors all over the bow. So I just spray painted these black beads and added them as well. And here it is, the finished bow. This thing is so huge. I did not expect that it would be so much work, but now I'm super proud and happy. As you can see, sanding, assembling and painting all the details is a lot of work. So now I have a spear and a bow and it's time for a photo shoot with my favorite photographer. The next video will be the behind the scenes video of the photo shoot, and then in the next weeks we will work on amazing stuff for Gamescom. So if you don't want to miss the next cosplay making of videos, just subscribe to our channel. And if you want to support us, check out our shop for our tutorial books, and you can also support us on Patreon. So then, see you next time. Bye bye!